All right, my nephews and nieces, we are back once again with some 2K27 thoughts and news. With my last video, when we talked about the whole shooting, if you haven't checked out the video, you definitely want to take a listen after you watch this one. I talked about what the future of 2K27 can look like when it comes to shooting and what are some of the things they could change and do. And I basically said, listen, they're not going to change much, right? They're not going to change much, right? But today, a lot of y'all were talking about the RNG in shooting and also rhythm shooting. And a lot of y'all feel that rhythm shooting needs to be taken out. All right, so let me just talk about a few things with rhythm shooting first, okay? And then we'll talk about the RNG. All right, rhythm shooting. Rhythm shooting was implemented because it was supposed to be a really good way to negate the cheaters. But that didn't seem to help out because obviously, you know, again, like I talk about all the time, you know, artificial intelligence is here to stay and it is extremely smart, right? So these individuals that are using all the different tools, you know, and they're just made to be able to just negate anything that 2K does to try to prevent the cheating. It just seems like 2K is not trying, but 2K is trying, but it's definitely a battle that they're going to lose because, like I said in the first video, it has to be the console providers. It needs to be Xbox and it needs to be Sony. They are the ones that could really stop all this. 2K is just the software. It's the hardware that is being plugged into. 2K does not know what is being plugged in to the console, right? How is 2K supposed to know that? No, Sony and Microsoft knows that, okay? So, but again, like I said in that first video, you need to watch it because I broke that down. So, rhythm shooting, does it need to come back or does it not need to come back? The fact is this, guys. If it comes back or it doesn't come back, the cheaters are still going to be cheating. So I don't believe, and again, I'm not sitting here saying that I have any inside information on this. I'm just saying rhythm shooting is going to come back. In my opinion, rhythm shooting is definitely coming back because before all the cheating, all that stuff happened, it was a really good addition to the game. Especially someone like me that loves working in the post. It was just very fluid when you use it with your hop jumpers. All you have to do is just hold down the right joystick and then release up. Same thing for the post fade. You can hold L2 and then all you gotta do is just press left or right for the post fade. Same thing for jump shots. You can do a cross, a rhythm shot or whatever, and then right fluidly just with the right joystick go down and up and shoot. I thought it was amazing. It was extremely overpowered in the beginning. 2K made a couple nerfs to it, and it works in line with square shooting. But square shooting and rhythm shooting, they're both being used, and they're both by cheaters, and there's nothing you can do about it unless, again, the consoles people do that. Now, again, 2K does put a lot of time and effort into stopping cheaters, and they do ban a lot of people. I don't think y'all understand. A lot of people get banned on the game, but it's very difficult with some of the software that these cheaters are using for them to just have to look at the back end of the game and just look at the data points in the software and be like, yo, was this person cheating, right? And that leads to my next point, the RNG. The reason why RNG is never going to be put back into this game publicly, maybe they might do something internally that we never know about, but then 2K Labs and other guys will be able to figure that out quick, is because you want to use a skill set, okay? So if, you know, the top 1%, they're really good at the game and it should be shown that they're good at the game because they're going to be having the higher percentages. Again, let's take the cheaters out real quick, okay? Without cheaters, the people that are going to be shooting those high percentages are really good. They know their timing. They have really good internet. They have really good monitors. They take this seriously. You know, they have good controllers. So they're able to just shoot and not have to worry about latency, now that type of deal. If you put RNG in the game, like we remember in 2K23, if I'm not mistaken, where they literally after your fourth shot, that fifth shot, the green window moved. Now again, that was a way to prevent the cheaters, but again, that was hit with massive backlash and it was taken out because again, if you do, I mean, this is always going to be the story for any game, by the way, and I want y'all to hear this very clearly when I say this, okay? When a publisher goes out of their way to prevent cheating to the extreme that 2K did at sometimes, you hurt the 99% that's not cheating. It makes it even difficult for them to compete with the cheaters. And that's why the argument was always like, listen, man, if they're going to be cheating and green every shot, at least give us the pure green window back, so at least we can make sure if we're still good at the game, we can hit all of our shots too, etc. Right? So I don't believe they're going to make any adjustments to that pure green window. And I really have a hard time trying to decipher what 2K can do, because anything 2K does to make it harder to shoot is just going to make it, it's just going to extend the gap on cheaters when it comes to them, because they're still using the different softwares and stuff like that. And what happens is that at the end of the day, if they're going to still have the advantage, you got to find a way to give the non-cheaters, you know what I'm saying, like a dog in his fight. Like, give us a chance. You know what I'm saying? And again, as the more and more I play, I tend to go further and further away from the competitive scene, because I feel like that's where it's very heavy at too. But we do see a lot of them trickling over into the park and that type of sort. And it's frustrating, especially for creators, because if you are streaming and, you know, these guys and see that you're streaming, they're going to try to find a way to get in your park and try to beat you and do all that stuff. We just saw what, you know, some TikToks and stuff with Ronnie playing against some cheaters. I can't remember if he was playing with Hollywood or Colder Man or somebody. And you know, literally just doing like 360 fades at half court on the other side of court greening, right? And so, again, let's just keep things in perspective. If the cheaters are going to be cheating and they're going to find a way, because you know 2K is going to try to do something in 27 to prevent the cheating, and it might work for the first week. And then, you know, those guys and gals are going to come back to the drawing board. They're going to figure out what 2K is doing, and they're going to come out with a new software, a new patch for their devices, and then they're going to go back to greening, right? I just feel like cheating is here to stay. As many people as you ban, there's going to be 3 or 4 right behind that's willing to do it. Because a lot of these guys, and again, I've been watching on TikTok and stuff, a lot of these guys, they don't even take 2K seriously enough. So they don't even care if they get banned, right? They'll just sit there, make this little bit of money they get from people buying their scripts, and then when they get banned, they don't even care, because they'll just make another device, they'll buy another console or whatever it is and keep it moving. That's the same thing you have in the first player shooters with Call of Duty and Apex. These, like, you'll see brand new accounts out there cheating, doing all the crazy stuff. So you know their original account got banned, but they don't care. Like, they get a lot of enjoyment by cheating. I don't know why. They don't care about the progression. They don't care about hitting, you know, Legend, or if they're playing Apex or they're playing Call of Duty. They don't care about finishing the season pass. They don't care about maxing out their gun. Why do they need to max out a gun? Why do they care about camo? They can shoot and kill you anytime they want with the most insane precision. Same thing on 2K. They don't care about that. They don't even need to be a 99. All they got to do is just have a little bit of dribbling, a little bit of shooting, and then now they're the most dangerous person on the court because they can hit every single shot. Okay? So that's my take on it. RNG is not going to be in 2K27. Rhythm shooting will still be in 2K27, because that is what, you know, the casuals and the 99.5% of people, they enjoy it. They you know, they love those, and you just gotta play through the cheaters and understand that 2K is trying their best, just like all the other companies. They're trying their best at coming up with different type of softwares. Everybody got their own little anti-cheat that they made, and this and that. But you got to understand, these people that make these devices and the cheating stuff, this is a multi-million-dollar business for them. They're not going to just fall down lightly and just think that, oh, well, they just did a patch, so now no, they're going to go to the drawing board. It's like a tick for tack going back and forth for it. But I'm thinking eventually, you know, Sony and Microsoft is going to have to get called to the carpet. I don't know if it has to be through Congress. And, you know, like, yo, why haven't you done anything to your consoles to prevent this? Because we know why. It's going to be billions of dollars that they're going to have to do. These companies are going to have to put in to prevent that. But once that day comes, it is going to be a good day, because now it'll be back to like how it was, you know, from like 2016 back and stuff. Like, I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe it was a little bit later. Maybe, like, cheating didn't really come maybe to like 2K. In 2K, maybe it was like 2K20, maybe 2K19. But those were great times because we didn't really worry about people shooting green every single shot. Now, I might be wrong, but I can't remember that. But it's been very difficult, especially since 2K21. 2K21 is when it became like noticeable with the strike packs. So it's been 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. It's been a good 7 years in 2K where we've been absolutely demolished with that. So, But y'all let me know in the comment section, man, how y'all feel about this, man. You know, I'm very curious in the comment section. But other than that, this is your favorite old head, Uncle Jimmy. I'll be back really soon on the Banger Man. You know, when I say back soon on the Banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.